After the return of the abyss, my land has become tormented, and the entire southern part of the Lands of Dawn is turning into a barren place. Although the high mountain of Ronta holds back the destructive abyss, Mother Nature in the southern realm continues to perish. The previously prosperous land has now become nothing but a quiet place filled with death, and people call it the place of despair. The only passage leading to the Manian Empire is destroyed, separating the captured refugees and wanderers from the rest of the world. Now they live in fear and despair, pursued by monsters, but still struggle to survive. This is the 4th year since my team and I started working on the Mount Ronta region. Whenever I swing the Electo, the rampaging monsters take flight, fearful of this long, pointed sword imbued with irresistible power. People call me the ranger leader who walks in the shadows, the protector of the place of despair. Thus, I earned everyone's admiration and respect in this lonely wasteland. However, the distant Manian Empire left a deep scar in my heart, and this wound may never heal. Alucard is not the only person whose life has changed as a result of the war that took place many years ago. I was also one of the victims. But mine doesn't look like Alucard's family. My father was not an officer. He was an ordinary soldier. Unfortunately, the 2nd Division was found guilty of rebellion after they were defeated in battle, and therefore no honor was shown to the soldiers who gave their lives for their country. As the child of an officer, Alucard was sent to the Monastery of the Light along with several other children and grew up with the blessings of the light. But I had to struggle to make a living without the help of my parents. When I was little, I always dreamed that one day I could become a warrior of light, restore the glory that rightfully belongs to my father, and avenge his death by killing these monsters. To that end, I continued to train and treat myself like a warrior, constantly honing my fighting skills. I have inherited the long sword left by my father in preparation for the upcoming battles. However, my full enthusiasm was rejected when I signed up to test the Empire army, as the powerful people who led the Order of the Knights were furious at Alucard's betrayal and ordered that no descendants of the rebels could ever join the Empire army, so that they in the thought did not arise to seek the truth, as Alucard did. Frustrated and enraged by the Empire, I took my longsword and left the Manian Empire, heading to the Badlands to destroy the monsters and avenge myself. Even though I was psychologically prepared, I was shocked by the devastation when I first saw the Badlands. But what was more surprising was that there were still people living in the harsh conditions of the foothills of Mount Ronta. Life there was hard, but these people were optimistic and hardworking. They fought for everything they needed to survive. And they managed. They improved the soil, raised new generations, and defeated monsters. At first, I wasn't interested in these people at all. I roamed the Badlands and gave my longsword a new name, Electo. She then unleashed her anger on the monsters and killed them all. But over time, I realized that this land is really a huge territory, and the power of the abyss and the monsters turned out to be more formidable than I expected. I could never save the place of despair or change anything on my own. One day I stumbled upon a team of rangers who were in a fight with monsters. The advantage was not on their side, but they fought bravely together and drove back the enemies, who tried several times to raid the camp. During the campaigns, fighting shoulder to shoulder, we became friends and began to trust each other. These people, who lived in a God-forsaken place, demonstrated fortitude and a strong will to live, which ultimately touched my soul and made me believe that it was not the weapons in their hands that would one day triumph over the abyss, but the eternal hope in their hearts. After that, I decided to stay and formed a squad of rangers, where each member had the same views on the world and different skills. They helped people defend their homeland. One by one, the monsters throughout the southern foothills of Mount Ronta were defeated. I always left a mark on the battlefield after I crushed the enemies, reminding the monsters that no one would ever forget what they did to her. More and more settlements sprang up around Mount Ronta, and human civilization could develop thanks to our protection. We have been through hell and experienced many losses. But nothing could shake our will and prevent us from being in the shadows. Under my command, they believed that while there was still hope, they would one day see flowers bloom in the Badlands. Meanwhile, I have great ambitions to destroy the monsters and restore the glory of my father, to prove a simple fact to the stupid ruler of the Manian Empire, letting them know that no one has ever been honored for nothing I was deserved by my hard work. This isn't just a battle between her and the void, it's also a war between her and the Empire.